Olivia Blair had been a member of Fourth Missionary Baptist Church for just over half her life. However, Blair, who died recently at the age of 93, had to spend the last 2 years of her life in a nursing home, and the last several months were spent in a coma. Consequently, the church's pastor, Walter F. Houston, revoked Blair's membership status, which means that the elderly woman had become ineligible for burial through the institution Blair had devoted so much of her life to. Said Blair's daughter, Barbara Day, "It was like the last insult in the world. There was nothing else I could do for my mommy but funeralize her in the church which she loved and worshipped all her life, even as a little girl." The story made headlines after being reported by Tyrone Jock of PimpPreacher.com. Jock said to the minister, "Sir, even though your church is closed on Friday and I have offered to pay the cost to have this funeral in your church, you're still refusing to allow the funeral for a member who has been part of this ministry for 50 years. Houston reported to have replied, "Membership has its privileges." According to a story composed by several Reuters staffers, France is taking a radical approach to attacking the radical approach. The law in France prevents the government from getting even minimally involved in religious views of its citizenry, but this has led to difficulties in curbing the creeping expansion of jihadist ideology. While several other European Union nations have begun their own programs to stem jihad with varying levels of success, France's de-radicalization pilot program borrows ideas from a Canadian initiative which involves setting up a hotline for family members who are worried about relatives who they fear are vulnerable. Mothers, sisters, brothers, spouses, or other kin suspicious of a family member call into a bank of psychologists and educators who then intervene by speaking to the would-be radical and reminding him or her of the other aspects of Islam, such as the religion's imposed duties to parents and other family. Many of the susceptible initiates are recent parolees from France's prison system. So in another aspect of the new initiative, volunteers such as Sonia M. Lal, who is the architect of the program, meet with those recently released individuals for an exit interview. They are then provided with psychological support and help finding jobs. 26 years? Come on, 26 years is a lifetime. But I have faith in higher courts in Pakistan. This was a reaction expressed by Pakistani actress Veena Malik, who along with her husband, producer Asad Bashir Khan, and Mir Sheikh-ul-Rahman, CEO of the Geojang production group, were convicted by an anti-terrorism court on blasphemy charges. The allegations stem from a scene reenacting the wedding of a daughter of the Prophet Muhammad, which was filmed for a daytime television production earlier this year. Malik, who made the statement in Dubai, planned to return to Pakistan voluntarily to face the charges, which were issued in Giglit, a city in the Kashmir region which has been partly controlled by India, so decisions passed there are not considered valid by the rest of the Pakistani government. Many suspect that the charges are a punitive tit-for-tat by the military, which is upset with the network, which recently publicly blamed the military's Inter-Services Intelligence, ISI, spy agency of shooting one of their top journalists. The court also issued a fine of 1.5 million rupees and ordered the seizure of assets because the production, quote, ignited the sentiments of all the Muslims in the country, which cannot be taken lightly, and there is need to strictly curb such tendencies.